So I'm doing a vanity tour today, you know, my makeup collection video. So I hope you enjoy. It's going to be a little messy, but this is like real life how my vanity looks, and I hope you enjoy. So you walk in my room, this is what the vanity looks like. The desk slash vanity, it's actually a desk I got from Target, and then those drawers down there holds the majority of my makeup, which I got from Target also. And the chair, I don't remember where I got it from, but it's a pretty standard chair. They're easy to find. This is my mirror I use to do my makeup. I got it from Amazon, and it's supposed to be white. I don't know if you can tell in the camera, but it looks purple to me, which I find super annoying. I wanted it to be white. It has a little button you can turn on for the lights. It takes batteries, or I think it does have a plug-in as well. And it just closes up like this. So if you find this on Amazon, it's called Beauty Face, but like B-U-T-Y face. I would get like a different color because this looks purple. Word to the wise. Set that aside. Next up, just laying on the table, we have my little dish with eyelashes. I'm reusing glue. By the way, there's a glue over here that should be in there. I use this to put my loose powder on, bobby pins, typical stuff. Let's move on to brushes. So these are all my brushes. Let's start in the back. So let's start in the back. So we have a little cheeky Vaseline just sitting there. These brushes back here are my face brushes that I don't really use anymore. They're just there just in case I need an extra brush. Same with these. There's some eye brushes and more face brushes that I don't use as often. And these cups are both, these and other 4 are all Marilyn Monroe cups that I got in a set for like Christmas or something. These are face brushes that I use more often, but still not very often. These I use more than those other brushes, but again, not as often. These two are the brushes I use the most. This is a cup I got for Christmas one year. It was like a few years ago. I think it was from Belk. I don't know if they still would sell it or not, but I have all of my face brushes in here. And all of these brushes, except for a few in the eye brush container, are the Morphe and Jaclyn Hill brush set collection, if you know what I'm talking about. So these are all the face brushes I have, and then in here are all eye brushes except for a couple highlighter brushes. So those sit here. I have my favorite concealer sitting here just because I hate pulling it out of where I keep my concealers. I just keep it there because I always use it. Moving on to the first acrylic case. I think I got this from both of them, from Bed Bath & Beyond. In this first one I have brushes that are face brushes that again I don't really use, but they're good to have just in case. I have a bunch of Maybelline lipsticks here, and as well as over here more Maybelline lipsticks. They're my favorite drugstore lipstick. I have my Real Techniques beauty sponge and a Morphe one and hand sanitizer. And the first drawer here is mascara and one gel eyeliner. In this drawer we have a bunch of eyeliners. There's a couple glitters in there, but majority are eyeliners. This drawer has all of my lip glosses, which isn't that much, and they're all NYX, I think, except for this one, which is a Cargo. I'm trying to see, which one do I think is my favorite gloss? I don't think my favorite gloss is in here. I think it's in my bag, but these high definition glosses from NYX, or intense butter glosses, I mean, are really good. This drawer is empty. Moving on to this acrylic case. We have up here, we have a lip brush for some reason. We have some lip liners that didn't fit anywhere. I didn't really know where to put them, so they live in there. I have scissors for cutting eyelashes. I think I have a Gimme Brow in here. I have eyebrow pencils. Mascara I use on a regular basis, so it's easily accessible. And I have tweezers in there somewhere. I have a bunch of hand sanitizer and some more MAC and Maybelline lipsticks. And this drawer is empty. So in this drawer we have all of the NYX what are they called? Soft matte lip creams that I own. And then we have a lip lingeries and a Anastasia liquid lipstick. And then down here is where I keep my concealer. So I have some drugstore and some high-end. My favorite concealers are the Tarte Shape Tape and the Urban Decay Naked Skin. Whoops, I'm knocking stuff over. We have my Max Fix Plus sitting to the side. And then this is from Amazon, this acrylic case. And this holds all my liquid suedes by NYX and my 2 Kylie lip kits right here. I wanted this just for my liquid suedes because they're my favorite liquid lip formula. So I have that there. And I'm missing one because it's in my bag. I wore that shade yesterday. Okay, let's move on to this side. This side of the vanity, I'm going to tell you now, is a mess. So, it looks like this. It's very messy. I have this is some orange cream makeup for when I did my mom's Halloween makeup, a chapstick, Q-tips, I almost forgot what they were called, tape, just in case, some cosmetic wedges, which I said I like to use for my bake. This is the Kylie note that comes in her lip kits. I have another mirror here with my 90s chokers around the neck of it. I have that black bag has more chokers in it. I have some rings sitting here, and then these are just little elastics with some bobby pins sitting to the side. I have this box which holds more rings, scissors, and a tangle teaser. So that's what sits on top of my vanity. It's a little messy. I should have probably put it together, you know, made it look nicer for you guys. But, I mean, this is real life. It's never, ever, like, in tip-top shape. So, next we have this drawer. The drawer pulls out like this. And this is where I keep my foundations, primers, and some single eyeshadows. So these are my foundations. I have the Urban Decay All Nighter, which personally broke my skin out, but I keep it just in case I do anybody's makeup. I have a Estee Lauder Double Wear, Ready Set Gorgeous, I think, yeah. Which I love this for mixing in different foundations, like these two together. I think this foundation mixed with almost anything is good. So I keep that guy. I have the Make It Forever Stick Foundation, which I personally don't like for my oily skin, but I keep it just in case, like I said, I have to do somebody's makeup. It might be more dry. I have two Revlon Color Stays. This is my favorite drugstore foundation. This, with the Estee Lauder Double Wear, is actually amazing. I have, my mom called me, so the video cut off. Anyway, I have the Matte and Poreless, what is this, Maybelline? Is it Maybelline? What is this? I don't know what brand this is. I can't remember. Yeah, Maybelline. I don't like this foundation, to be honest. It like breaks up on my skin, so I'm not a fan of that. But again, keep it just in case. I have this e.l.f. Acne foundation. I'm not sure exact name of it, but I have it, and I've only used it once, so I'm not sure how I feel about it. I have this One Heck of a Blot Soap and Glory foundation, which, again, I've only tried it once, but I wasn't that big of a fan. I have the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte foundation, which, again, I love to mix. These two together is really good. This and this and this and this. Oh. Next, another Estee Lauder, which is just more my shade. The other one's one on tan. And then my NYX mixer foundation, because I tend to get foundations that are too dark for my skin, i.e. this one. Over here, we have some single eyeshadows. So I have these L'Oreal ones, these three, and then I have some metallic ones. What are they called? Metals or something? Color Tattoo Metals from Maybelline that are kind of jelly-like. I have a silver and that gold. I have a, what are these called? Magnificent Metal Eyes in the shade Kitten from Stila, which this stuff is amazing. And then I have an eyeshadow base that I've never used from Bombshell Cosmetics, which I've never heard of. I think I got that in Ipsy bag. And then over here are all my primers, which isn't very many. I have these two, which I always use together, the mattifying one and the smoothing primer. I have a tiny professional because I need to get another big one. I have a eye primer from Kat Von D, which I don't really use eye primers. I just use concealer most of the time, but I did use this once and I did like it, so I have it just if I'm ever in the mood to use it. I have this One Heck of a Blot Soap and Glory Primer, which actually is very, very good, so I'd check it out. Too Faced Hangover RX, which again, I'm oily, so I don't use this. It's more of a moisturizer type of primer, but I have it for doing anybody else's makeup. I have the Pores No More Dr. Brandt primer, which I think is my favorite pore filling primer. I have to get a big tube of this. It's really good. And then, of course, I have the Nivea Men Post Shave Balm, which Nikki Tutorials pushed on everybody. Thanks for the discovery, girl. It's so good. Move on to these drawers, which I'm going to tell you, this first drawer is not organized in the slightest. So here we go. It's kind of chaotic in here. So, I had it organized at one point in time. I have my lashes. These aren't the only lashes I really wear, which are the Ardell Wispies, because I don't really want to buy expensive lashes, and these look great all the time. Next, I have, let's do like the bronzers, because this is kind of like the bronzing side, when it's organized anyway. Oh wait, here's my other ones. So let's do that. So we have two Physicians Formula bronzers. This one doesn't have as much pigmentation, so it's nice if you want a nice little glow bronzer. And then we have, of course, the Butter Bronzer, which a lot of people love on YouTube. It smells amazing, and it's a really great color payoff. I have the Marc Jacobs Mirage Filter. Do you know what I'm talking about? Mirage Filter, Miracle Filter powders. I love that stuff. I have the Kevyn Aucoin Sculpting Powder, which if you're fair, this is an amazing contour shade. I really like that stuff. We have the Shade and Light Contour Kit, which is very well loved. Next, we have, of course, the bronzer from Benefit. We have the Chocolate Soleil Too Faced bronzer, which I absolutely love. I use that probably the most out of all the bronzers I own. And then I have two Makeup Revolution palettes. I have the Ultra Contour just powders, which are very well loved. That one shade, that tip pan, is so good. And then we also have the cream contour kit of that, which I don't use as often, but I love having a cream contour kit, and it's really affordable, and honestly, Makeup Revolution killed it. Okay, moving on. We have face powders kind of back here, and my favorite kind of face powder is loose powder. I'm not really a big fan of pressed powder because I love baking with my oily skin. So I have two Laura Mercier translucent setting powders because those are my favorite. I have a Ben Nye neutral set, which is the colorless powder. It's not focusing. Focus. There we go. I like mixing that in with my Laura Mercier. I have the Ben Nye banana powder, which is too dark for my complexion, but like I said, if I ever do anybody else's makeup, I have that option. I have the Laura Mercier Secret Brightening Powder, which is also really good. I don't use it as much just because it's definitely a flashbacky kind of color, so if I'm just setting my eyes lightly with anything, that's what I'll be using. I also have this Airspun loose face powder, which I've never tried. It looks like it has a pinky tint. I want to try it because a lot of people rave about this, but I'm not sure how it will look on my fair skin, so I need to try it. Next, we'll move on to highlighters, which, to be honest, I don't have that many highlighters. Not because I don't love highlight, but because I'm actually kind of picky with my highlight. I only like certain shades, and there's one I really love, so I don't feel a need to buy any. So I have two of the Becca Jaclyn Hill. I think they're both the holiday collection when they did the collab for Champagne Pop. So I have this one, which came out first, I think, which has Champagne Pop, that light shade, and then that darker shade. And then I have the Becca Jaclyn Hill other holiday kit, which also has Prosecco Pop in it. So I have those and those blushes, which I really love that, I think it's Amaretto blush. Pretty. So I have those. You're going to say I have a lot of Jaclyn Hill stuff. I just really like Jaclyn Hill. We have this e.l.f. Baked highlighter in the shade Moonlight Pearls or something. I'm actually not really impressed with this. It only looks good if you use Fix Plus. I have this mineralized skin finish from MAC in Lightscapade, which I used to use all the time. I have the Kylie Cosmetics Fiji Loose Powder Highlighter, which is amazing, stunning. And then I have two Mary Luminizers by The Balm, which is my favorite highlighter of all time. Okay, moving on. Oh wait, we also have the What's Up by Benefit, which I don't use that often just because I always forget to use this before I put powder on. And then we have blushes, which I have quite a bit of blush, and I don't really wear blush that much anymore. So I have this Hikari powder in the shade Tango, which is a bright ass pink. Then I have this e.l.f. Blush palette, which is a pretty good blush. So then we also have this palette, which is another Makeup Revolution palette. It has some highlight shades up there, which I've never dabbled in, but the blushes are really, really pretty. And then for these little singles, we have some NYX. I think, what are these called? I have two of these. They are the high definition blushes. This is Pink the Town. And then the other one back here is, I can't read that from all the way over there. Glow. Glow. They're really good. I love this one especially. And then I have another powder brush from NYX that is in Dusty Rose. Those are really nice shades. I have this blush. I think I got in an Ipsy bag. Model Co. Blush Cheek Powder Cosmopolitan. It's just the bright pink. Then I have this MAC blush in the shade Stay Pretty, which is a very pretty shade. I have this one in the shade Rosy Outlook. None of this is focusing, I'm sorry. This one is my favorite, I think, in the shade Blush All Day. And then we have a mineralized blush in Warm Soul. And then we also have the Milani Baked, is it baked? Yeah, Baked Blush in the shade Luminoso. And then I also have this Cargo blush I got an Ipsy bag in the shade Los Cabos, which I actually really love. Let me open this one for you. It's a little beat up, but it's a gorgeous orangey shade. It's on my thumb. That's everything in this drawer. Let's move on to drawer number 2, which is my favorite drawer, I think, which is palettes, which is also not organized. So right off the bat, we see the Jaclyn Hill Morphe palette. I didn't just get this. I got it when it first came out. And I played with it a little bit. I like keeping it up front so I remember to pick it up and play with it. You've all seen this before. It's so pretty. So pretty. I wish I got the new packaging though. That's the only thing I hate about when YouTube's collab and do these type of things. I hate that after it's been out for a while and then they release new packaging or they release another way to get it that has like more options and like, you know what I mean? Like with the champagne pop, it came in 2 holiday sets and I ended up getting both of them because the other one didn't have Prosecco pop. And then the other packaging seems a lot nicer quality with the names on the back, which I really would have loved, but it is what it is. Next we have by Morphe the 35S. So, I mean 350S. You know what I'm talking about. I wanted to get the 35O, and then when I found out they were coming with the 35O Shimmer and 35O Matte, I was like, I may as well just get both of those, and then I'll have the best of both worlds. So this other one is the Matte. This is the Matte 35O. And then the last Morphe palette I have back here is the 35R. Really pretty shades. Next, we move on to Lorac. We have the classic black Lorac palette. It's the warm one, which you can tell is very well loved. I think this was my first high-end eyeshadow palette I ever got. One of the first high-end palettes and eyeshadow palettes I ever got in general, so it is well loved. And then this cool toned one, which I love the packaging because it is a little gray. Looks like this, and it doesn't look as well loved, but trust me, it's well loved. I really do love both of these palettes. And then I was so excited to get this one, the Lorac Pro Mega 2 palette. And I was so excited I cracked the mirror. How unfortunate. But this palette's beautiful. I need to use it way more often than I do. I used the crap out of it when I first got it, but I need to use it some more. It's really beautiful. And next, we have the Makeup Geek palette I have here. This is a Z palette with their single eyeshadows. I need to fill this up more, but I find shopping for single eyeshadows very, very stressful. So these are all Makeup Geek except for this one here, which is MAC Nylon. This is in the shade Ice Queen. Let me check. I'm pretty sure it's Ice Queen though. Yeah, it's Ice Queen. Ice Queen, that's MAC Nylon. Rapunzel, which I love Rapunzel. This is Peach Smoothie. Oh, Creme Brulee, I think. Oh, I don't remember. What is this one called? Creme Brulee. Sorry, it's not focusing. Chickadee, Cocoa Bear, which I love Cocoa Bear. I haven't played with these eyeshadows in a while. I need to get back on that. Cupcake, which I love. Cupcake and Bitten Together. Ugh. The Cosmopolitan, Prom Night. This one is, oh, I can't remember. What is this one called? I can't remember. Starry-Eyed. These are the foileds. Whimsical and Caitlin Rose, I think. Yeah, Caitlin Rose. Those are all my singles. Singles. And then this palette I got for Christmas last year from my best friend. Shout out to Brittany. Open it up. It's a Kat Von D's metal palette, and it is stunning. I used this the other day. I only used 2 shades in it, but I used Oak and Suede yesterday. And then when I first got it, I used Tinsel, gorgeous shade, and I think I used Ribbon or Silk, maybe both. But this Velvet shade speaks to me. Flash, oh my god, it's just a gorgeous palette. I need to use it more. And then this palette is always, I think I'm going to keep this forever, even when I can't use it anymore, because I haven't used it in a long time, but it's just, it means a lot to me. It was my first eyeshadow palette ever. It's by Coastal Scents. It's the 252 palette, and it's got every color imaginable. So it has this first thing, and then it has this one, which has got all the greens and blues you could ever need, and then it has more. What more could you ask for? I mean, come on. It's genius. And Coastal Scents actually do have pretty good eyeshadows. Some of them can be hit or miss, but I mean, they're affordable. What do you expect? And then the last drawer we have, hold on, man, let me put this back in there. Oh no, stuff. This last drawer is all of my makeup bags, which I'm going to be honest, I don't use all of these hardly ever, but I'm going to show you the ones I have. I could probably do with purging this because I don't need all of these. This first one sitting here is a Victoria's Secret makeup bag. It's very much like a bowling ball kind of bag. And it holds palettes pretty well, surprisingly. It holds like those Laura palettes pretty well. It holds pretty much all my makeup when I just want to throw it in a bag, so it's not a bad choice. I got this from Bath & Body Works one year. I used to keep this in my bag. I don't really use it at all though now, so I could honestly get rid of this, but it's just so pretty. This was an Ipsy bag that I really liked, and I usually throw tampons in this and throw it in my bag. But right now it's empty. I have, of course, the Morphe brush holding contraption. Let me get it open for you. The Morphe brush holder, which holds literally everything. I got this when I got that brush set from Morphe, the Jaclyn Hill brush set or whatever. This thing is actually really amazing. I love this. I don't know what this is. A Mary Kay bag. Don't ask me where I got this or why I have it, but there it is. We have this Victoria's Secret bag, which I love this just because I really can throw in a lot of my stuff. I use this all the time. The only thing that's annoying is the zipper gets stuck sometimes. So, and then this is like the most amazing bag. Oh wait, let's talk about this guy. This is another Ipsy bag that also I used for tampons and stuff. And then this bag is a Sonia Kashuk bag out from Target. They always have these bags in different like styles and colors stuff. I kind of want to see if they have any more that if they have any that are like kind of gray and more my vibe. But I picked this one up one summer, which I think is why the crazy colors are going on. This thing holds everything. It's got a little zip pocket that's really deep for palettes. It even has a thing for brushes. It has this little smaller one, which I like to put eyeliners and stuff in. This nice zip that's see-through, which I like to put palettes in that as well. Then you flip it over to this side, and these come off. These are Velcro. Put in, like, you know, concealers, tools like scissors, tweezers, lashes, whatever you want. And then it also has a little just pocket here for whatever else you might need. Blushes, bronzers. It holds everything. Like, if you have this bag, you don't need any other makeup bags. It's so good. Unless you carry an amount of makeup that you don't need, then maybe you'll need this bag and like this bag. But honestly, love that bag. And that's everything. That's my whole collection. I hope you guys enjoyed the video.